Listen, it's February, but it's never too late to talk football. It's never too late to talk football. On three release, their, I guess you could say, pre-top 10 quarterbacks heading into 2026. Now, this hype and momentum in regards to the quarterbacks heading into this year was supposed to be the quarterbacks this past year. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out. Right? We should have known from the LSU Clemson game that this was going to be an interesting year. This is going to be an interesting year. Cade Klubnik didn't work out. Garrett Nussmeier didn't work out. We get a guy who transferred to Indiana, winning the Heisman, and was going to be the number one pick in the draft. Right? So, needless to say, I say that because things can change. Right? But let's break down this list, right? So, top college football quarterbacks entering 2026. Of course, they threw Arch up top, right? Dante Moore, Sam Levitt, Julian Sayin, Josh Hoover, Gunnar Stockton, Jaden Mayava, Darian Mensah, Brandon Sorsby, CJ Carr. First issue I have with this, right? I'm going to start at the top. Love the hype around Arch. I like Arch as a quarterback. I think Dante Moore is the better quarterback. Right? I think Dante Moore and what he's able to do at Oregon with those weapons has shown more consistency, and he's played more ball. He started at UCLA as a freshman before transferring to Oregon to back up Dylan Gabriel and then getting his shot this year, right? So I think Dante Moore might be the number one, in my opinion, could be the number one quarterback, right? I think Arch is probably getting some of the Arch and Texas hype, right? The same thing we did last year, right? Let's just slow down a little bit when it comes to Arch. Next, Sam Levitt. I'm sorry, Snacks, if you're watching this. Granted, maybe number one quarterback in the portal. I need to see more, man. I need to see more before I'm saying he's a number 3 dude. Maybe that's just my opinion. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think, right? Yeah. Yes, Chris. I think CJ Carr is a top 5 preseason quarterback, right? It doesn't matter that he's losing Jeremiah Love. CJ Carr has shown that he can sling the rock, right? He can sling the rock when it's needed, when it has to be, right? And they got weapons. They got those transfer wide receiver. I can't think of his name, from Ohio State. Notre Dame's going to be a problem, and they're going to have to be. They can't have any slip-ups next year because their schedule is poo-poo. Their schedule is weak sauce, right? Their schedule is not that good, right? I think CJ Carr is a top 5 quarterback. I think he will ride that momentum. I think CJ Carr is someone people gonna have to keep an eye out for. Right? People have to keep an eye out for, right? Those who have watched this show, those who know me know I'm high on my guy Josh Hoover, right? I think I would put Sam at 5. I'd put Josh at 4, and I'd probably put CJ Carr at 3 if I had to rearrange the top 5 of this. But Josh, he's in the perfect system for what he wants to do and his skill set, right? He's in a system that he's going to flourish in. Josh Hoover is in a system where, dare I say, he might be a better fit for than their past quarterback, which turned out to be a Heisman Trophy winner, Fernando Mendoza, right? It might be my favorite signing in the portal this season. Josh Hoover to Indiana under Cignetti, right? I like that. I like that a lot. Julian Sayin, there's something. I don't want to knock him because it's not his fault. He has the amount of weapons he has, right? I don't want to knock him for that. But to put him in the top 4, and granted this is projecting, to put him in the top 4 and seeing how he performed in the Big Ten championship game, in the Sugar Bowl, right? I don't know, man. It just left a bad taste in my mouth personally. I don't want to knock the guy, but I mean, if we're projecting, honestly, I like Gunnar Stockton over Julian Sayin, right? Gunnar Stockton's not your typical quarterback. Gunnar Stockton is a dog, and pun intended, right? Gunnar Stockton's that guy that he may throw 14 for 21, 150 pass, but he's going to have critical plays that he's going to use with his legs. He just has to let it go. And all the Georgia fans in the chat, you know what I'm talking about. He just got to let it go. Maybe this is the season where he lets it go. He's a from what I know, right? And Chris, correct me if I'm wrong. For what I know, he's one of the legendary quarterbacks in the state of Georgia from the stories I've heard, right? So it'd be interesting to see. I probably put Julian Sayin right above Jaden Mayava, right? Darian Mensah, I want to leave him there. I think Brendan Sorsby where he needs to be. In this case, he'll probably be bumped down to 10, right? But if I'm really looking at this top 10 of 2026 quarterbacks, I'm gonna go Dante Moore. I'll go Arch. I'll go CJ Carr. I'll go Josh Hoover, right? And then I'll go Gunnar Stockton, Julian Sayin, Mayava, Mensa, Sorsby. Oh, Levitt's in there too. Levitt will probably be after Josh Hoover. That'll probably be order. I put it down in, right? Now we're speaking of quarterbacks that were on the list. Who's off the list? Glaring. Where's Marcel Reed from Texas A&M? He had a high power, explosive year. Granted, he's losing his OC, who's going to Kansas State to be the head coach, but he still has weapons, right? He still has the dude from Bama. I think it's Isaiah Horton that transferred, right? He still has Mario Craver. He's still gonna have some weapons. Where's Marcel Reed on this list? Where would you put him on this list if you put him on this list, right? What about Damon Williams, quarterback for Washington, right? Even though he transferred and reneged and went back, and they welcomed him with all arms, kissing babies, and signing autographs. Does he crack the top 10 in some people? I don't know, right? Those are some names we're gonna have to keep an eye out for, right? But it's gonna be interesting, right? What about my guy, Aaron Philo? I'm just kidding. He hasn't done enough. He hasn't done enough for the Gators, but we'll see. But it was an interesting list. I like doing stuff like this. I like reacting to it. It's interesting links. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think about this list. Who's missing? Who's not? Who's your top 3, top 5? Right? Let's keep this thing rolling.